The lower-seeded Clippers and Timberwolves are up 2-1 on the Nuggets and Lakers, respectively, with the Warriors and Rockets knotted up at 1 entering Saturday's Game 3 at 8:30 Eastern on ABC.
Let's look ahead to some of Saturday's action with Kendrick Perkins, who's kind enough to stick around and hang out with us on SportsCenter. Perk, let's start with the Rockets and Warriors. Looks like Jimmy Butler is going to give it a go, but maybe not at 100%. So what does that mean?
It means a lot. I mean, when you think about what Jimmy Butler brings to the table, he brings life to Steph Curry, right? That bona fide second option stand that when Steph don't have it going the first, second, third quarter, Jimmy Butler is able to carry that load. And Jimmy Butler brings so much to the table. I call him a Swiss Army knife. He'll cut you everywhere but loose. You want steals, you want deflections, you want post-ups, you want cutting, you want shot making. He's going to give you all of that. So in order for the Warriors to even stand a chance, Jimmy Butler needs to be on the floor.
How much of a chance do you give him?
I had this series going 7 anyway. I had the Warriors in 7, but you know, with Jimmy not being 100%, I'm kind of leaning towards the Rockets because you still need that extra guy that's going to go out there and be able to give you 20 plus if you're Golden State outside of Steph and Jimmy, right? I thought that guy was Jonathan Kuminga, but obviously you look at, you know, him and Steve Kerr ain't seeing eye to eye. His confidence level is not there, so I'm looking at the way that maybe Jokic Şengün is playing right now, causing problems. Then Jalen Green heard the whispers, heard the noise all around, you know, national media and even in Houston, then bounced back with 38 plus. And I'm just looking at it and I'm like, the Rockets' identity defensively, they're not going anywhere.
Right, and a lot of talk with Dylan Brooks and Draymond Green.
Love it.
They expect another physical game.
Oh, absolutely.
In Game 3. Meanwhile, the Nuggets have squandered 2 triple-doubles from Nikola Jokic in the last 2 games, and the Clippers have taken control of the series. What do you see in Game 4 here in L.A.?
What I saw in Game 3, the Clippers are going to make them fold like clean sheets. Listen, the Nuggets have tapped out, man. And that's the effect of Kawhi Leonard Jordan, right? Who's been the best player in this short postseason. I think when you look at him, what he brings, the tenacity on both ends of the floor, and I'm looking at what Ty Lue is bringing out of the rest of the guys. You got Zubac, who's looking like a top 10 center right now.
Yep.
Right? James Harden, true point guard facilitator. And I'm looking at it and I'm like, no way Denver's going to win this series or even come back. I think, you know, Jokic mentally is just fatigued. Yep. Then think, last but not least, Aaron Gordon, he's dealing with a calf injury. Michael Porter Jr., shoulder injury. So everything favors the Clippers in my opinion.
All right, we'll see if the Nuggets can tie it up or if the Clippers take a commanding 3-1 series lead on Saturday. Perk, always good to see you, my man.
Appreciate you too, Stan. Thank you.
Big move with the
109-94. Perhaps the biggest headline is their star guard Jimmy Butler exiting the game late in the first quarter after a hard fall. Jimmy reportedly suffering a pelvis contusion. He's scheduled to undergo an MRI in San Francisco on Thursday. Our girl, Monica McNutt, joining us now. Monica, top of the morning to you, lady. We'll get you in just a second.
What the hell is in that background? What kind of ceiling you? I mean, what?
He's in a hotel.
It's art.
I was like, Lord have mercy. Okay.
I thought, you know.
All right, I understand. I was just wondering. I was just sort of background. I don't know what the hell's going on. Where's she at?
I feel inspired by that art, Monica. They tell me this. Are the Warriors done without Butler at 100%?
Well, I think that it's going to be very, very tough for them to beat Houston. I wouldn't say definitively that they're done because Houston can be very sporadic offensively. Defensively, they'll bring it. But offensively, it's problematic for them to score at times. And anytime that's an issue for you, you can get beat. So I wouldn't say it's a foregone conclusion without Butler that they would win this series. But I would elevate them to be the favorites to win the series if Butler can't go, which I believe ultimately he will be able to go. Here's what I would tell you if Butler was gone. Even if Golden State did get past the first round, you're going home next round. I mean, you ain't winning Minnesota without Jimmy Butler if you're the Golden State Warriors. That I would tell you, with Jimmy Butler, you could be going to the conference finals. Without him, you could go home in the first round, but you definitely be going home in the semifinals. That's where I'm at.
Yeah, I'm with you. I say this is a big deal. I mean, there's 2 reasons that you think, oh goodness, this is bad. One, if Jimmy Butler is out, they have traded away anybody that would have been able to potentially step in, right? And so you're literally looking at a depleted roster. Second, and we saw this last night, and our terrific sports information put out great numbers about this, but without Jimmy Butler on the floor, Stephen Curry was defended by 1.6 players per shot, right? So basically, the Rockets were able to send nearly the double team. But that is important to note because it's the most that we've seen that sort of volume in a playoff game under Steve Kerr. And so the Rockets defense has the type of athletes, has the scheme that they can really make life difficult on Stephen Curry. And without a true creator in Jimmy Butler, like that load is just going to be so persistent and consistent. Now, as you have pointed out, Stephen A., Stephen Curry is the best shooter that God has ever created. So I am not going to rule out something unfathomable happening, but I'm looking at the degree of difficulty if Stephen Curry has to carry this. Not only the nature of game to game, but also the nature of the series. Things and bumps and bruises down the stretch of his career. You look at that Rockets group, they are largely young, healthy, and they play with a tremendous amount of energy on either side. So this could be big time problematic.
It could be a big time problem, but I just don't see Jimmy Butler being able to walk off the basketball court. He's just a guy. I mean, the worst case scenario is that I see him missing game 3. That's the worst case scenario.
Well,
I can't see him being out longer than that. Not Jimmy Butler. He's just too rough. He's just too tough. I just don't see it.
Yeah, I agree. If he can go, he's going to go. But then I guess the next level of this question is like, what percentage of Jimmy Butler do you need? And even last night, to be fair, I think it was a dozen at one point in the fourth quarter. The Warriors were in striking distance, even though all the numbers bear out that they barely survived the time that Steph Curry wasn't on the floor last night. I just think it's fragile. I mean, we keep saying, and it's true, there's two sides of the coin though. We keep pointing out the inexperience of some of these young teams that were able to clinch these high seeds, Houston being one of those that is a centerpiece. But on the flip side, while experience does give you a ton of confidence, it also translates to lots of mileage, and you just wonder about the nature of the series in terms of those quick turnarounds. Now the good news is this next game is not until Saturday.
Yeah, but of course, much of their success will be dependent on Jimmy Butler and his health. Again, he'll be getting that MRI today on his...
There's a lot of homers on this set.
Who wins Lollipop? That was the top song. I'll get it today.
That was pretty good.
That's pretty good. The playoffs are in full swing, but this news, it could shake some things up. Sources told our Shams Charania Jimmy against the Houston Rockets in serious jeopardy here. The Warrior star avoided any fracture or structural damage. He actually is officially listed as questionable as of tonight. So, Bobby, even if Jimmy plays, he won't be at full strength. How should the Warriors handle this?
I'm circling game 4. I know Jimmy Butler knows his body, and I know that the Warriors medical department, but I'm looking at game 4. Basically, that would be 5 days off from when that injury occurred here. I don't want to say punt game 3, but I'm prioritizing the rest of the series.
What did Bernie Lee tell me, his agent? Pray for the bear. Jimmy's playing, man. He's tough. We've seen this before.
Yeah, I don't know. Jonathan Kuminga told the San Francisco Chronicle, I hate everybody telling me to get ready. I already know that I'm ready. And the more you keep saying that, it's kind of irritating. I'm ready.
Well, Jonathan Kuminga will certainly need more from him, right?
Yeah.
If Jimmy Butler is not able to give it a go. Butler played 8 minutes in game 2. The Warriors were minus 12 with Steph off of the floor in game 2. That's really where you miss Butler the most here. So let's just take some inventory where we stand here. The Thunder, the Cavs, Celtics, Pacers, all undefeated. All other series are going at least 5 games, and Shams has reported just now John Morant will miss Saturday's game 4.
Winning requires more. Whatever you think it takes, it's not that close. This is the NBA playoffs. This is different.
What's your favorite team? Comment below, and if you like the video, please leave a like. This really helps the channel grow and brings you even more content. Oh, and if you're not subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? Click the subscribe button and activate the bell to receive all notifications. With each game, we notice that the NBA is getting more competitive every day, and all the teams are looking for reinforcements to win the championship. And only here can you follow your favorite team daily with incredible content from different sources. Here on the channel, there are new videos every day with analysis, curiosities, and the best moments in basketball. That's it for today, folks. Until the next video. NBA, the passion that connects us.